Good evening, everyone. This is the Rooftop Sports, and here I am for some Sonics basketball, where it will be between the New Jersey Nets and the Seattle SuperSonics, as the Sonics are coming off of a exciting buzzer-beating victory against the Charlotte Hornets, where they did get their revenge. And strangely enough, and that was off the buzzer beater by Shammond Williams, but strangely enough, the Sonics are playing the Nets for the third time this season, which is really strange. And Seattle has already played, they've played Charlotte two times, and both of them on the road. I wonder if Seattle's even going to play Charlotte at home, which they will. So this has been a really strange schedule. And it's not like Seattle's going to play, and Seattle won't be playing New Jersey after this, but man, they should be playing a little bit more Western Conference teams than Eastern Conference teams. But, anyways, for anyone that has been following and watching this show, just wanted to say thank you very much for doing so. It really does help this channel a lot. And I've also launched a new thing in my Patreon. If you would like to get more updates out of Sonics basketball, out of this Sonics series, join that Patreon page for just $5 a month, so you can get exclusive access, or I shouldn't say exclusive, but so you can get access to articles to keep up what has been going on with Sonics basketball that I've been recreating, because my God, we still need a basketball team, and Adam Silver is literally, and the owners of the NBA are literally holding it hostage. So until then, I'm going to give the fans some kind of a Sonics experience, so at least they have some kind of NBA to follow. But now it is time to go back to 1999. And here we are. We are going to play against the New Jersey Nets. It literally is Thursday night basketball. Perfect. All right. New Jersey Nets against the Seattle SuperSonics. They're now 11-24, while the Nets are 16-18. They are just fighting for their lives to maybe get to the playoffs. Let's see where this goes. And Jerome James gets the ball, and we are underway. Here's Jerome James, gets it to Rashard Lewis for three, and misses, and Marbury with the rebound. And here's Kendall Gill, and fouled, and that counts. And now he's going to go to the basket, and the Nets now take the early lead. And he makes it. Lewis for three. He makes it. Now he evens the game. Lewis has been struggling out as of late, as he's been just taking a lot of shots, a lot more than he should. So he's got a long ways to go if he's going to be a huge part of if he's going to be a part of the future of the Sonics. And Marbury makes the floater. Here's Watson trying to race down the court. And now here is Lewis for three. And misses. He is now 1 for 3 from downtown. Here's Marbury getting guarded by Patterson. Here's Williams. And Kittles with the jumper. And gets the rebound as Williams, and he makes it. And now it's going to be 7-3 New Jersey lead. Sonics have lost to New Jersey before. Here's Rodman. And he's fouled, but he gets 2 shots at the line. Not exactly a good free throw shooter, but he'll make them sometimes. And he's made them both. Rodman does a really good job drawing fouls. He is 37 years old. And, oh, nope. And we got Watson playing defense on Marbury. And here's Marbury for 3. Rodman gets the rebound. Now here's Ruben Patterson. Is he going to try to drive to the... He loses the ball. Now here's Marbury. Kerry Kittles to Kendall Gill. And he makes it. Kendall Gill was actually a former Seattle Supersonic until he was traded for Hersey Hawkins. And here's Patterson for 3 and misses. And he's also been struggling from beyond the arc. Keith Van Horn is being heavily guarded. Here's Marbury. And blocked by James. And let's see where this goes. And we're going to do the alley-oop. And loses the ball. And now it's Nets ball. There's Keith Van Horn. And he'll take it in. Now here's Watson. Lewis for 3. No, in and out. Now he's 1 for 4 from downtown. Been terrible from downtown as of late. Now he's going to... Oh, and kickball. It's actually out of bounds. Watson guarding Marbury. And he fouls him. And right to Marbury. And goaltending by Rodman. Now we're going to have Watson right to Lewis for 3. As if he just can't stop shooting 3-pointers. Just a really bad habit, which is why they're heavily down. Here's Marbury. And blocked by Lewis. Saved by Williams. And goaltending by Patterson. Seattle's doing their best. Or not doing their best at all. Patterson jacks up a 3. And he makes it. Watson has been doing very well on distributing the ball. He's trying to make himself as the point guard of the future, but it's going to be tough to do so with a lot of point guards in the draft for 1999. So Watson does have a lot of competition to deal with. There's Patterson for 3, and he makes another one. Now it's 17-11. And it's a foul. Here's Marbury for 3. James with the rebound. Now here's Watson. And James, you don't want him to shoot the 3. Gotta get a screen going. And James, he gives the screen. And now here's James with the dunk. Nice pass by Watson on the pick and roll. And that's the first set of points in the paint, as Sonics have been making most of their shots, if not pretty much all their shots, on the perimeter jump shot. Here's Marbury. Gill's guarding. And Rodman with the steal. And I wonder where this can go. Here's Watson. Now here is Ruben Patterson, and he makes it. Now he has 8 points. Sonics are now on a 10-2 run. Here's Marbury. He throws it up, and he makes it. Stephon Marbury is able to get around the defense. And Sonics do have a talented defensive core themselves. There's Lewis for 3. And then foot on the line, that's a 2-pointer. I mean, players that I could see being starters for 99, 2000. I think I could see Jamie Watson potentially doing it. Definitely Jerome James. Dennis Rodman if he stays, depending who they get in power forward, though. And a steal by Lewis, and I think he's going to take it all by himself, and he does. Rashard Lewis now with 7 points. Kendall Gill. Here's Keith Van Horn. He goes for the jumper. And here's Marbury with the rebound, blocked by Watson. Great defense by Seattle in the last few minutes. But now they get slowed down. Here's Watson. He's going for the 3. He won't make it. And Kerry Kittles is bracing it up. And there's Marbury, and he makes it. Marbury with 8 points. He has been carrying this Nets team. And Lewis for 3. He misses again. He's got to stop shooting the 3-pointer. And here's Marbury. And he makes it. Or he misses it. Gets it to Patterson. He's going to try to drive to the rim, and he loses it. There's Kittles. Blocked by Watson. He's another block. And now there's Lewis. He's going to try to get it to the rim, and he makes it. Lewis should try to drive a little bit more. Lewis, I can see being a 3-point shooter himself, or not like a starter. Ruben Patterson, I'm not really sure. I think he may be coming more off the bench to be a 3-point shooter, to be honest. And Kittles and rebound Patterson. Here's James, and he makes it. Jerome James, I can see has potential to be a starter because there's not really much options on the center part. And here's Marbury, and the foul. Rashard Lewis now with his second foul of the game. And misses the free throw. Rodman with the rebound. Now here's Rashard Lewis. Here's Patterson for 3. Misses. Pat Garrity with the rebound. And he gets the steal. Here's Patterson. And he gets the dunk. And he just pushed Garrity right in his face. And a nice dunk. Here's Marbury. Doesn't go for it. Nice defense by Ruben Patterson. Here's Johnson. Now they have a whole bench themselves. And here's Perry for 3. Perry makes the shot. We got Shammond Williams, Sean Resprit, Joe Stevens. He nearly lost the ball. Here's Resprit for 3. Resprit known for his streaky shooting, but he's been having a resurgence year compared to his last few seasons in the NBA. Here's Johnson for 3. He misses. And now here's Sean Resprit. He's going to take it up the court. And now here's Williams for 3. No. He's not going to make it. Perry for 3. And rebound. And misses. And now here's Stevens. And the foul. And what nice moves by Stevens. And he makes the free throw. Stevens has also made a name for himself. Or maybe he could be a contributor for the future. But deep down, The Sonics really do want to invest in that 99 draft where it has the likes of Steve Francis, and Perry misses the 3 years. Garrity and misses again and blocked by McCoy. Now here's Williams. Is he going to try to take it up for 3? And misses. Stevens gets the board. And McCoy pretty much already set that screen. Oh, he misses. A 3-pointer by Perry. Respite for 3. Here's Derek Fisher for 3. Now here's Hamilton misses it. And blocked by Hamilton. Respite gets the rebound, and now here is Williams for 3. And he makes it. Shammond Williams is an absolutely streaky 3-point shooter himself. And blocked by McCoy, another block. Now here's Williams, another 3. Not this time. I think they're going to try to bring their starters back. And here's Perry, blocked by Hamilton. And what can the Sonics come up with here? There's Williams for 3. And now here's McCoy. And misses. Perry for 3. Sonics basketball. Uh-oh, it's a steal by Johnson. Now here's Derek Fisher. Oh, blocked. A lot of blocks for Seattle in this game. They're going to get their starters out. Here's Fisher for 3. And James with the rebound. Watson misses. No, it's still 34-32 Seattle. Here's Van Horn for 3. And Rodman gets the rebound. And where is Marbury? And here's Lewis. He gets in there, playing a little bit more aggressively this time rather than passive. It's now 36-32. Van Horn for 3. And Watson, he's bringing it up. Here's Jerome James going to try to post up. And he misses. 36-35. Here's Perry. James with the rejection. Now here is Watson, and he's blocked. Watson in his lanky arms. Here's Johnson. Here's Perry. Rodman fouls. And Watson's going to bring it up. Patterson for 3. He misses. Here's Kittles for 3. James with the board. Here's Lewis. And he makes it. Rashard Lewis is now at 13 points. He's shooting much more efficiently. Here's Johnson. And he makes it. And there's Lewis. And he's fouled. This time he's being a lot more aggressive at the paint, which he should be doing, and not just settling for 3-pointers. Marbury now has the ball. Kittles for 3. Lewis with the rebound. And he loses the ball. And now Williams with the steal. And Patterson fouls. Here's Lewis. He's about to make a shot. Here's Marbury. That was to Keith Van Horn. And now here's the halftime. Lewis with 14 points. Patterson with 10. James doing a little bit of everything. A lot of blocks. Now it's the halftime. Watson, Patterson, Lewis, Rodman, and James. They have him back on the court. Oh, Van Horn makes it over Rodman. Now here's Jamie Watson. Patterson for 3. Oh, he makes it. 13 points for Ruben Patterson. having a little bit of a better game. There's Marbury. He makes a jumper, takes a jumper. There's Williams, and he gets fouled heavily by Lewis. Lewis is now 3 fouls in this game. Might have to be a little bit more careful. Now here is Marbury and Kittles. There's blocked. Here's Watson. Oh, he drives it to the rim. Oh, Keith Van Horn. Here's Jerome James. And he throws it up and gets a layup. Oh, Marbury for 3. And rebounds. Lewis for 3. Oh, he makes it. Sonics are now on a 10-2 run. Lewis with 16 points or 17 points. Here's Marbury. And misses and rebound Rodman. And a steal by the Nets. And Williams makes it. That's Jason Williams. Patterson for 3. It's a bit on fire. Here's James. He makes the hook shot. There's James. Nearly got it. And he doesn't make the free throw. And now that gets McCoy in at center. They're putting Bennett as a power forward, who had a pretty fine debut for the Sonics, as he was racking up the rebounds. And rebound. Respite for 3. Marbury for 3. And Hoiberg can't tie it. Misses point blank shot. Williams for 3. And he misses. Rebound McCoy. And here's Joe Stevens. He was fouled. 56-52 Seattle. And now it's the bench playing. Nets are struggling in this quarter. Kendall Gill had kind of an open way. Now with the rebound. Here's Williams for three. Oh, he makes it. Shammond Williams with 6 points. Resprit, he gets hammered. Nets are absolutely struggling. Here's Bennett. Tried a jump shot. Didn't really go well. Come on, Marbury. Stevens for three. And misses. Here's Kendall Gill. He gets the dunk. Here's Stevens. He makes it. Daring Hoiberg to shoot. Marbury for three. They bring it to within 2. Williams fails to make it. Here's Marbury. He makes it. Stevens for long three. And Gill with the rebound. Hoiberg makes it. Nets have now taken the lead. Resprit for three. No. Here's Marbury. Oh, blocked by Resprit. Here's Williams. And he makes it to tie the game right before the buzzer. That is the buzzer. Now we are going into the fourth quarter. They're bringing their starters out. Lewis. It makes the 2. Lewis now has 19 points. And near steal. And Sonics actually get the ball back. Here's Watson trying to drive, and he's fouled. That was Watson's. Now has 4 points. Oh, Watson just gets right through him. He has a good driving ability, too. There's Williams, and he makes it. Here's Lewis for 3. Misses. And Gill makes it to tie the game. Lewis for 3. He now has 22 points. There's Marbury, heavily contested and misses. There's Watson to Lewis. Nice. No, bad pass. Here's Rodman. And he misses. Marbury misses. Kittles has a chance. Goes for a 2 and makes it. Oh! Jump shot by Watson. Now he has 8 points. See where he's really at right now. Watson has 8 points, 9 assists, and 2 blocks. Here's Gill and makes it. Watson misses. Here's Gill. Blocked by Lewis. And now Stephon Marbury makes it. Now here's Watson to Rodman. And Rodman misses. And James with the steal. And Watson's going to try to drive it all the way, and he does. Uses his athletic ability. Lewis gets the rebound. And here's Watson. Nice moves. Nearly gets the and one. And the free throw's been made. Here's Kittles for 3. Oh, he makes it. Here's McCoy. Misses. And now the Nets have a chance to extend this lead. Kittles for 3. Oh! Makes another one. Here's Westbrook for 3. Hamilton gets rebound. Now Watson. Oh, he makes it. It's like Watson won't be needed, or Watson will be needed. No, they got to give him some rest. And blocked. What else has Watson got? And he's blocked. Great. Here's Kittles. And he makes it. Here's Watson. He's trying to be aggressive, but just did not happen. Uh-oh. And now it's a 6-point lead. And now they're going to take a timeout. Going to have Shammond Williams take over. I'm going to try to get Bennett some rebounds going. They're going to see what Bennett can do. Now here's Williams. Lewis. And he makes it. He now has 24 points. Now here's Williams for 3. Brings it to within 1. Williams is probably the most clutch player on the Sonics. That's why they need him. He says he's not been happy with his role. But I think that role is perfect for him, being a high scorer off the bench. He is very streaky, though. Kittles. And a foul! Just threw it up there. That was Bennett who committed the foul. They're going to bring Rodman back. Here's Bennett. He makes some moves. Williams for 3. No, he misses. We're going to bring Stevens in. Here's Marbury. And he makes it. Now it's a 6-point lead for New Jersey. There's Williams for 3. He makes another one. Now he has 14 points. 3 of 5 from downtown in the second half. And Marbury just sweeps it through and gets it in there. Now they're just really bottling him up. And then he loses it. No! Bennett nearly got the steal. Now he gets in Marbury's face. Now they got to do the free throws. And they are just losing it. And McCoy they do get it in. Now here's Stevens. Here's Williams for 3. No! McCoy with the rebound. And now gets to Williams, a deep 3. No! And I think that might just do it. That may have just been the dagger. Now they're just watching the clock just completely run out, and a foul. And that is going to do it. And Marbury misses the free throw, so good thing the foul was worth it. There is very little time left. Basically, you just have to throw up 3-pointers. Only 2 timeouts for Seattle. And he missed them both. So there is still an opportunity. Here's Stevens for 3. Nope, and that is going to do it. And Seattle will go down losing 94 to 87 as they just completely just blew it in the fourth quarter. Yep, the Nets led the way. Stephon Marbury was the player of the game. Marbury with 29 points, a near triple-double. And for the Sonics, the best player was Rashard Lewis. Patterson tried what he could. Williams he's just very inconsistent. Watson was 5 of 10, nearly got a double-double. James, 8 points and 4 rebounds and 2 blocks. Stevens wasn't really much. Resprit was 1 for 6 from shooting. Rodman got some rebounds. He only got points out of free throws. Bennett was just nothing. Hamilton had 4 rebounds. McCoy had 7 rebounds. So maybe he should have played a little bit more. But a very brutal finish for Seattle. It's like the Sonics may have thought that they had a chance to win 2 in a row, but that does not happen. It's very sad. All right. The next game, when am I going to do that? Probably going to do it on Sunday. It's going to be the Sonics versus the Bucks. And I better start scheduling some practices. So for Sunday, their field goals are good. 3-pointers are really good. But they need some work on free throws. And Monday, I'm going to make them work too. Going to make them work on their shooting. So they'll have a pretty busy week. 2 days of practices in a row. And I'm going to make them do it on the 18th as well. Lewis is now going up to 11.8 points per game. He's been a double figure score, double figure scorer. At 20 points, 15, 11, 30, and 35. He's just been on fire since he's been a starter. Been getting starter minutes quite a bit. Resprit has been very streaky shooter. He was off to a great start off the bench. Jerome James. Let's see how everyone is. Resprit, he loves his role. Jerome James is very happy. Joe Stevens likes his role. Ruben Patterson's fine. Watson loves it. Williams hates it, even though he's been scoring a lot. They like Rodman. Rodman likes it. Tyronn Lue is actually putting up with it. Oh, Thomas Hamilton is not happy. He either wants to be traded or increase his minutes. Oh boy. He does not like his role. Mario Bennett likes it so far. Jelani McCoy's enjoying it. Greg Foster says he's happy. So I think Hamilton wants to be traded. How much does Hamilton do for in money wise? It's due for a 473K. Yeah, his minutes have not been that much consistent. He had some starters minutes. He actually played pretty well when he was a starter. But he says he wants to be traded. Now, let me see if maybe there's a trading opportunity for him since he wants out. But he's not going to get the much value out of it. You're going to have to require to give up first round picks. Why would the Bulls do that? Danny Ferry. Yeah, there's like really nothing to give up. He doesn't really hold any value. A pick swap at best for AC Green. It's going to be mostly pick swaps. So I don't really have a reason to trade Hamilton. Yeah, I'll go on with Tim Legler. Okay. Wonder how much Lewis you would get out of Lewis. You would definitely get some first round picks in there. I think Hamilton brings down the value of that trade. Yeah, like 76ers are offering a first round pick. Derek Anderson, no thank you. They're offering, there's a lot of offers for first round picks. But I'm not going to trade Rashard Lewis, even though he has the highest trade value. It was really nothing. See what happens if I simulate through the day. So not really much. Milwaukee's going to be the next game. which I won't be playing until the 11th. Well, what day will I be back? So I probably won't have time. I won't have time tomorrow. I won't have time on the 10th, but I will try to make it work on the 11th. So, yep, it's going to be the 11th is when I'm going to be there. As I am trying to follow the schedule as the best I can. All right. I'm getting out of here. I just want to say thank you for being on the show. And I am taking off. Have a good night and go Sonics.